I thought I would look at today's home living. This one is a home economics book, and it doesn't have the same sort of just equations and things in it that a regular math book would have. What's interesting about this is the real peek into the sort of the educational environment that you're going to see in the 40s. So let's look at this. Nice cloth cover. So this is a textbook, or was. Publishing information. Here's the same picture that was on the cover, except just in black and white. So we're thinking this is a 1947 version of something that dates back to the 30s. Here we have some preface. Here we have some table of contents. How may the homemaker manage to conserve energy and sustain zest? Alright, let's just do some random bits of this and see what's all going on. Good times together strengthen the family bonds. In a successful husband-wife relationship, there is agreement in matters of child rearing. Most women expect to have two vocations. They expect to carry on a wage-earning activity after their high school or college days for from 1 to 7 or more years. 1947, y'all. What is that? A record of the marriage is also kept in the parish book of the church or among the civil records of the community. So that's interesting. The husband, as the head of the family, is charged with full responsibility for its support. Daily dusting is necessary to ensure a clean and pleasing room. As little water as possible should be used to prevent the fabric from becoming soaked. What? Y'all, spots caused by grease from foods or hair oil can be removed by any one of a number of solvents, including chloroform, ether, naphtha, gasoline, and carbon tetrachloride. Okay, so using gasoline as a cleaning fluid. Okay, that's interesting. If the homemaker is to prevent loss of money through stained garments and household linens, she must understand the nature of the fabric and the stain in order to choose the best method of So this sort of thing, this book is actually a little bit light on math. I've seen some that had a ton of math content, like calculations and things. The whipping clothes moth is one of the most destructive pests in the home. For your thinking and doing, determine the proper working height surfaces for yourself. Select a common home job. Decide how a person could save steps in its performance. Now, when you think about it, that's actually practical math. That's logistics. So, some of these books I've looked at, Algebra and Geometry, they say, the boy this, the boy that, and here's the girl, the woman. Right, so they're really breaking down on gender lines what sorts of things people are allowed to do, are really supposed to do. Okay, this is income stuff. Decide the social income of your family. To what extent does it increase your money income? The homes of America represent a much larger business. Increased home production aids greatly in meeting the family's needs. Soon, the baby will say, gone, all gone. Oh, home account record, okay. Food, housing, clothing, house operation, auto and other transportation, medical care, purchase and upkeep, education, recreation, contributions, savings, other non-set expenditures, and set expenditures. Keeping personal accounts is important. What aid should our government give the consumer? Even though the people are intensely interested in improving their buying practices, have acquired favorable attitudes in such information as is available, and have tried to judge the statements of advertisers and salesmen, they still may not be able to buy satisfactorily. All food should be protected from dust, dirt, rodents, and flies. Gifted children weigh more at birth. I have no idea if that's right. Nearly 2,000 children were involved in this study, so a decent sample size. His findings gave much information in regard to the relation of physical and mental development of children. Okay, so Sketchy's 30 science. I suspect that home income and education level is probably what accounts for this. We have some covariant issues there. Pets of your own help you to express kindness and carry responsibility. Enjoyment of form and color should be developed early in the child, along with the satisfying of his creative urge. That's interesting. Is. Blind children are taught not only how to read, but how to perform many useful tasks to fit them for their lives in a seeing society. special thought must be given to the education of crippled children. So that's not what we would say today, but it's nice that even in 1947, at least, people who wrote home ec books were thinking about this. Polio was, of course, still a thing back then. Quite as important and as revealing is the attitude of the individual towards all form of self-indulgence, whether in regard to food, exercise, alcoholic drinks, social life, or sex life. Often there is a drive to urge or gratify and develop an appetite for these, so that one's ego, his sense of importance, will be sustained and enforced. Why is health a person's greatest asset? A person's reaction to his environment is also important. Poisonous drugs should be put into bottles that are distinctly different in shape than those used for other liquids held in the medicine cabinet. And we have poison labels. Nice. My camera might not be showing you, but there's little skulls. Can you see it on that one? Little skulls. Nice. Practice making and applying various kinds of bandages. Adhesive tape bandages are desirable in many cases. Care should be taken to prevent exposure or chilling in giving the bed bath. The use of a stoop wringer simplifies the preparation of hot applications. Oh wait, I saw a diagram. Y'all building a tray table. So now I'm wondering, do they expect the girls and women to do this, or are they like, give this to your husband? Going forward again. Abuse of credit privilege should be avoided. Credit is one of the greatest conveniences in modern economic life, and misuse should not be made of it. Oh yeah, the consumer should be courteous and considerate of the salesperson. Yes, please, continue that. That's an okay thing from the 40s to do. Oh, I saw a picture of this. Look at it. The baby needs water. Look at the baby. When mealtime is happy time, the bottom of the bowl soon comes into sight. That's nice to hear. Tell us a story is a familiar plea from children. So I actually wonder what kinds of home economics education, if any, black girls were being given at this time. More special ed. Deaf children appreciate the broad educational program provided for them. What provision is made for the less fortunate children? Have you ever passed a house with a placard reading scarlet fever or measles upon it? Immediately you know that someone was sick in the house and people must be kept out. So this is almost 15 minutes. I'm going to have to quit this and